Hey, this is Marks Washington live here at the University of Maryland as the Terps are coming off a 71 to 51 win over Western Carolina. The game started off slow. Both offenses struggled uh, with each other. A lot for Maryland, it was really they were playing good defense, whereas Western Carolina had problems getting off the shots they wanted. In Maryland's case, I thought that they were missing a lot of open shots early on, but they ended up getting warmed up. Julian Reese, who I guess everybody who are the cool cats call him Juju, had 19 points, 12 rebounds, obviously bouncing back from the opening day against Niagara. Jameer Young had 16 points for the Terps, and Tyson Cloud led Western Carolina with 12 points, 7 rebounds. But this game really got away. Maryland was never in trouble, but it really got away in about the last minute and a half, minute and 50. Um, when Maryland went on a 7-0 run, ended up going into halftime with a double-digit lead because of that. So again, Maryland had a easy time. I thought defensively they were very good. They got the shooting turnovers that I talked about, forcing those fast shots. Those end up being the first pass of your fast break. They did that very, very well. The press conference, the post-game press conference, you're starting to see Kevin Willard that you saw at Seton Hall. Um, he spoke about the defense, talked about the guys are kind of coming together, and when you're playing that hard, that sometimes that takes away from your offense. But he also said that this team has never practiced as hard as they practice now, and they've never been asked to play as hard as they are asked right now, which I thought was an interesting thing. And feeling like they're playing so hard on doing what he would like for them to do that it is making a little bit of struggle on offense. In fact, he even backed up Don Carey, who was 1 for 7, 0 for 4 from three. And he said Don could shoot the ball anytime he wants to shoot the ball because he's such a great shooter. And he talked at length about not wanting to micromanage the offense. He started out by saying he didn't call a bunch of plays because they were playing so hard on defense. He wanted them to have the freedom, and that's the way he wants to coach all year, is for them to have freedoms on offense as long as they're taking care of the hard work on defense, which is interesting because a lot of times um, players get tighter when they're missing because the thought process is you're going to get taken out or you look like you're usurping the offense and those type of things. And instead, it seems like Willard's giving the guys the understanding that if they play hard on defense, that the freedoms on offense, that they're going to be allowed to have some plays that doesn't look like the greatest or some of the shots that aren't the greatest as long as it's in their wheelhouse to shoot. The other interesting thing um, that he said, I guess from a coach's perspective, that I found interesting to hear is not taking free throws. They're a very good free throw shooting team, at least through 2 games, but not practicing free throws in practice. He said he feels like they're such great shooters that the whole idea of sitting there shooting 100, I think he said either 100 or 1,000 free throws, is not necessary. And he referred to it as old school thinking. And I guess in many, many ways, it is old school thinking. We all do it. Even most coaches in high school, we carve out that time for players to shoot free throws. So what he said, with the exception of a couple of players, that they really don't practice shooting free throws. Now, if they're working on a drill or something like that, and someone gets a free throw, he'll let them take the free throw. But it's not one of these point of emphasis, which I guess when you're shooting the free throws the way that they're shooting free throws, it works. So why change it? But again, Maryland here out at College Park, 71-51 win over Western Carolina. This is Mark Swashin, MTC Media.